Hello, brothers and sisters, and welcome back to another awesome episode of Gothically Yours, Professor M. I'm Professor M. In this wonderful episode, we're going to be talking about Goth Toxicity. I'm going to be sharing about a little discovery that I have procured. This very special episode is dedicated to the Gothic homemaker for opening my eyes. Join me. And the first question, what do you think about the new whiteface? It's fantastic. The brand is called LA Girl. I had to change over to a new product because I had developed an allergy and my dermatologist said, change. So with that being said, hello and welcome to the channel. All people out there, all baby bats and all elder goths alike, welcome, welcome all. I have something to share with you. Before I start off, this program is all about dealing with toxicity in the goth world because I'm seeing a lot of it. I wanted to give my 2.5 cents on this. But before I start, this program is dedicated, this lecture is dedicated to Gothic homemaker who left a beautiful comment that I had discovered Reddit because of I didn't even know what Reddit was. I was researching to make another video on male goth YouTubers. There's just but a handful of us. And I stumbled across a thing called Reddit. And I discovered that it's a site like you leave a question and other people can answer. And it just stays up. And phenomenal. This is a little message for Gothic. If she's listening, and I hope that she's listening, thank you deeply for your comments. Also, I lived in Columbus, Ohio for a decade. I know exactly where High and Broad is. I know all about Ohio State University. I graduated from a very reputable art school. She knows probably now where I graduated from. And a message, if you're ever in German Book Loft, go to the 31st room, my favorite number in the world, the 31st room of the book loft, and you will be able to think of me because that is where all the illustration and all the fun stuff happen, the kids books, all that cute, fantastic, wonderful stuff. So 32 rooms in the German book loft. She'll probably know exactly what I'm talking about. The sample of tea today I am drinking is Raspberry Zinger today by Celestial. We're gonna try this, and I have it with a little dot of honey. Oh yeah. Decadent. Oh. Now on to my program. So let's now really talk. Come closer. We're going to talk today about Goth Toxicity. What is it? Well, for those who really need to know, toxicity is stress, and stress is formed from personal relationships and things that are going on in your world. Goths are already in their own classified thing as like we're like outcast in a way because of that being brought up. But we don't see ourselves as that. We see ourselves as ourselves, you know, original and unique and genuine. Well, here's the clue. If you are someone, I actually wrote notes down here, you need to know about getting rid of the toxicity. You have someone toxic in your life? No, I'm not joking. Do you have toxic people in your life? Do you have someone toxic in your life? If you have someone toxic in your life, it's time to keep a distance or create a distance between them and you. And because these individuals are complete energy drains. They will drain you of your sanity. And it's okay to push back and just sometimes say, No, I can't. I don't want to. I'm busy. Talk with you later. Just like space, put a space between you and toxic people. Avoid. You can be friendly, you can be nice, just avoid and give yourself a space between other individuals that drain you of your energy. Okay, number 2 on my list of things, it's getting away from the someday mentality. The someday mentality is, I will do that someday. Make a list and make things happen. You want to go see something, you want to go do something, you want to achieve something. Get away from the I'll do it someday mentality. I have so many friends who say, I want to do this. I'm like, why haven't you started yet? They're like, oh, I want to do this. I'm like, okay, you have these bucket lists. Are you doing them? What did you do if in this year to get you closer to that goal? Are you traveling? Do you want to travel to places? Make a list, right? What steps are you going to take to get there? This is positive energy. This is positive. Moving forward in your life, don't deal with the someday mentality. It's like, oh, well, I'll do it someday. That sounds so wonderful, but in reality, it just holds you back, okay? Make the list and see how you can progress 1 day, 2 days, a week, so on and so forth, forward. The next thing on my list is the explain yourself. If someone asks you about something, you know what? You don't need to answer. Seriously, you don't need to answer. There's a famous woman, her name is Fran. She is a photographer. She actually had an interview, I think it was on CNN or something like this, or it was in Australia. She says, when I was younger, she says, I thought I had to answer every question. It's okay to be silent. It's okay not to say anything at all. Just change the subject. You don't have to answer everything, You don't have to. You don't have to tell everybody everything. You can just sit quietly and you can even say, I just don't want to answer that question. If you really are pushed into a corner, just that's toxicity. That is just, you have to answer everything. Don't feel obligated, okay? Someone asked me about my lifestyle and whatever like that. I'm just like, am I asking you about yours? No, I don't care. It's like, don't ask me about mine. If someone does ask you and you want to share with him because they are polite and kind and really want, sincerely have something that they're asking you. But if the relationship is, I'm talking about toxicity questions here, like someone is asking you something that seems a little bit, you know what I mean? It's like, those questions, you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You can just say, enough. This conversation is over, and just turn around, walk away. That's important. Okay, let's go to 4 on Professor M's list of dealing with toxicity. Don't play the comparison game. Let me share what this is. People are they compare themselves to you. Look what I've achieved. Look what I've done. Look at the car I drive. Whatever like this. It's rubbish. It is absolute rubbish. Anything another person has, you can have. Just because a person drives a Mercedes-Benz doesn't mean that you can't have one. Just because another person went to Paris on a vacation doesn't mean that you can't go to Paris. Just because you cannot believe how the comparison game is. It will kill you. It will mentally kill you. It actually hurts. It affects your brain. It's called jealousy, for those who don't know the artistic equation. Jealousy hurts. When we get jealous of other individuals, it causes a sense of pain, emotional pain. And you don't have to keep playing, catching up with the Joneses, because, there is an old saying, and it goes like this: Today's news is tomorrow's trash, which means the jealousy and the things that you're dealing with now, or the comparison game that you're dealing with things now with individual, believe it or not, later on will fade. And these things too shall pass. It will actually fade away in your life as you progress onward. And time heals all wounds, believe it or not. So don't get hooked up on the comparison game, okay? That's important. Let's go on to number 5. Drop the victim mindset. Oh, just lay in your coffin and say to myself, I'm a victim. And I was like, no, to quote Margaret Thatcher. No, it's insanity. I'm the victim. Are you? Do you see yourself as a victim? Don't. You belittle yourself in that way. Oh, they're picking on me. Oh, boo-hoo, poor me. No. It's not that way at all. Victim mindset, it's time to put up the shield. No. You are more capable. You are stronger than you think you are. You are smarter than you think you are. And you are more capable than you think you are to deal with anything. Do you know that 85% of the things that we worry about never happen? 500 years ago, there was an Italian man, and he wrote, and I don't remember his name, but I will put it up here, but it was like Michael something or other. Anyways, he wrote, my life was filled with tragedy, where most all of it never happened. That was written 500 years ago in the 1500s, and it's been proven by scientists today. The things that we worry about never happen. If you make a list of all the things that are driving you crazy, the things that you are deadly worried about, show me how many of them really happened. Ha! And in the 15% of the ones that do happen, out of that list, 97% of that list you can handle. In the 3%, the ones that really had something bad that happened, we learned something from. That's what worry is all about. That's going from the victim mindset to the I can mindset. Whew. Let's now go on to number 6. Pointless arguments. Don't even bother. If you realize that an argument is going nowhere, where there's no success or no positive outcome from arguing a point or fact, drop it. Stop it, drop it, and actually use these words. This conversation is over. You can look somebody straight in the eye and say, I guess so, you win. Because pointless arguments is just a waste of time, precious energy, and it causes stress. It causes more toxicity. If someone is ranking on you about the way that you look, or act, or perform, or whatever, it is just time to settle down and say, enough. The ball is always in your court. Because if you react, okay, imagine this a tennis court. Okay, and they are sending a ball over to your side of the net. And if you never raise your tennis racket, you will look down around you and there'll be hundreds of tennis balls all around the ground. Who won the game? Well, the person who's not lobbing back. Because the other person keeps trying and trying and trying with their argument. But the person who doesn't lob back, they're basically the one that won. So be the one who doesn't lob back. Pointless arguments, stop it. You won. You just tell them, hey, you win. Like it was a competition. Okay, you win. Drop it. This conversation is over. Walk away. All right, let's go on to number 7. Number 7 is a very important one because it's called clutter killing clarity. Clutter killing clarity. When your mind is filled with clutter, it actually can cause anxiety. Okay, let's talk about anxiety attacks for a moment. If you've never had an anxiety attack, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. I have had many anxiety attacks in my life. And they're hard. They are really hard. Your mind locks into something, and it's to deal with clutter. And it's trouble, worried, panic, it's trauma. And clutter has a lot to do with that. And you're always trying to do these what-if scenarios to get out of it. Clarity. What if? No. What is? You got to focus in on the what is. Separate fact from fiction. Talk yourself out of the what if this happens? What if they say this? What if they do this? What if the... Focus in on the what is. What is? There's nothing wrong with me. What is? I'm perfectly sane. What is? I have a right to exist. What is? I'm standing on solid ground. Destroy the clutter. Move it out. Get rid of it. Number 8 is about dealing with fake urgency. Let me tell you, the invention of the cell phone, these computers have screwed us up. We used to live in a world of paper and typewriters and the cassette tape, Rubik's Cubes. You know what I'm talking about. The manual thing, pick up phone, dial with finger. You know, I come from a world where we did things manually, where we actually had to remember phone numbers in our head. I have hundreds of phone numbers in my head from when I was a kid. And that's, you can't do that today. I know individuals who can't drive a car without GPS now. They become very helpless, or they become a part of the cell phone generation where they're so dependent on these little machines. Anyways, fake urgency is, you don't need to answer every single message that comes in on your cell phone. You do not need to answer the telephone, you know, every little thing that pops up. You don't need, really, this fake urgency that has happened in this modern day era is causing a toxicity and a stress that we are going to be dealing with many, many years from now. I've had other professors tell me this artificial world that we have created that doesn't exist, really, outside of these little boxes. And it just really, really, in a sense, is fake urgency. Texting back people immediately, and you don't need to do that. You just don't need. You just don't need to do it. I mean, I have discovered that with social media, when I get around to it, you know, when I get around to it, not that I have to check it every. I have students, you know, that their whole life is right there in their hand. That second brain, it's a fake urgency. Just realize you have a choice. Okay, so cut the fake urgency. That will really drop the stress dramatically. Okay, let's go on to number 9. Number 9 is one that has affected me as a goth for a long time. Overthinking everything. Just overthinking things. And this leads to one magic F word. What are you thinking? No, not that F word. This F word. Fear. Yes, fear. Fear. Overthinking leads to fear. If you don't know this already, overthinking causes fear. And that goes back to the what if type of things and anxiety and stress. Really, as a goth, you sometimes just need to detoxify from overthinking. What is someone going to think about me because of what I listen to, what how I dress? That's the big one. Overthinking. You know what? I got something to say about that, and it goes something like this. Nobody cares about you. And I don't mean to be rude, but honestly, in today's society, everyone is so wrapped up in themselves. They're so wrapped up in their little cell phones and their stuff. Listen, if somebody really snags onto you and does something mean, there's either two factors there. This goes back to the jealousy factor, or they really want to be just like you. Because nobody ranks on another person unless they're bothered by them. And that bothering is always a sense of curiosity or something that they want or cannot achieve. Success is right here. Overthinking is caused when you are laying awake at night looking at the ceiling going, what this, what that, blah, blah, blah. You know what? The outcome is always different than you're thinking. Really, it's always different from your thinking. So overthinking everything causes fear. Minimum thinking is the direct course. And the last one. Here we go. I saved the best for last because this is the one that I had to learn the hard way. The hard way is people pleasing. It is okay. I'm giving you permission on this one. It is okay to say no. It is okay to say no. It is a very powerful and direct word. You're having a conversation with somebody, use the word first, no, and stop right there. Cue the silence. The silence is death. No. Very, very powerful. Cut you dry. Comment. No. Don't have to say anything more than that. When people say, oh, can you do this? Can you do that? People pleasing. You're always like, you want everyone to like you because maybe you feel so small, or maybe if everybody likes me. Oh, who cares? Let it go. The answer is no. You're dealing with a very different world nowadays. And people do not use the word no enough. They actually believe, in today's society, we've come to believe that the word no is a bad thing. Ooh, they're so negative. When did no become a bad thing? Just say no. It's a very powerful world. Yes, 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 yes. It's okay to say no. It is okay to say no. And that I had learned from experience. If you don't like something that's being given to you, or someone is giving you something that doesn't make you feel comfortable, you don't feel accepted, or you don't feel like it's genuine, or you feel that you're being hurt or used in any way, it's okay to say no. Stop right there. The magic word with a period. Say no. I don't want it. And there's always that backflash word called why. But why? My answer is no. Let your no's be no's and your yeses be yeses. Okay? I'll flip that over for you so it's really more powerful. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. And it's actually biblical. Look it up. and dealing with being a goth in a world that is filled with stress and sometimes even traumatic experiences. Well, with that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this very special episode.